Hello everyone and welcome to the Selenium Python Framework series. In this series, we are learning to develop a Selenium Python framework from the scratch and we are learning all the key concepts. This is our third session. In this session, we will learn to set up a project. So let's begin. The first thing which we need to do is that we need to create a folder. So you can use any drive or the location. So let me create on my desktop. Right click, new folder. We need to name this one. So for example, Selenium Python Pytest Framework. Now, inside this folder, we will be having all our automation files. So it can be your POM files, it can be your tests, it can be your configuration files. Everything will be inside this particular folder. Now, what we need to do is that we need to open the PyCharm, and inside this, we need to open this particular folder. So click on hamburger over here, go to open, and just go to my desktop over here, and I just created a folder Selenium Python Framework. Where it is? Yeah, this one. So select this one, this window, trust project, click yes. Now this is an empty folder with main.py. This is a welcome file. You don't need to worry about this one. And first thing what we need to do is that we need to remove this file because we don't need this one. Simply delete this file, and once the file has been deleted, now we need to create a folder structure. Okay, so the first thing we need here is that we need a folder where we can have the page object model for each page. If you don't know about the page object model, I will cover that thing in our upcoming sessions. Right now, understand that page object model is a design pattern which help you in modifying or maintaining the code easily. Okay, so right click on this one, go to new, go to directory, and name it as pages. Now, second thing is that we need to create a folder, and that folder will contain all the test cases. Okay, so right click on this one, new, again directory, and tests. Now, besides that, what we need is that when you are working on the framework, you might not be working alone. So you need to provide some information for other people as a quick guide to set up and run the test, which is basically being written in the README file. So right click, new file, and here basically readme.md file. So here basically what we need to do is that we need to provide a quick guide to set up and run the test, so that tomorrow if any other team member wants to run or set up this project, they have all the instructions available over here. Okay, now what else we need here is that we need a configuration file. Now we have a file known as conftest.py. Now this is a configuration file. Let me create first. So this is a Python file, and this is basically conf test. Okay. Now the purpose of this file is that we will be using Pytest fixture and the fixture to browse or set up and tear out. So browse means that we are saying that browser setup and tear down. So we need to open or set up the browser, and once the test has been completed, we need to tear down the browser. Here we will be using the power of Pytest fixture. Now you might be wondering that what is Pytest? Let me show you shortly. Okay. Once we have all the files, and then what you can do is that you can create the file, simple text file. So basically this is requirements.txt. Now the purpose of this file is to mention the dependencies for this project to execute. Right now, I just talked about the Pytest, but we haven't installed the Selenium. So in order to execute this project, we have a dependencies, like Selenium is a dependency in this case. Pytest is a dependency. Tomorrow, if you want to implement some other third-party thing in terms of reporting, you need to mention over here. Okay. Now, we have a basic structure over here, but we haven't installed anything. Okay. So what I will do is that simply go to the browser and you need to go to the pip.org and search for the Selenium. And similarly, you need to search for the Pytest. And here, we simply need to copy this one and run this in the terminal. But before that, just like a Selenium package is used to automate web browser interactions from Python. So it's basically used to automate the web browser interactions. But as automation tester, we need some testing capabilities. We need some testing frameworks, right? So for that, we need to search for the Pytest. So I've already searched for you here. So this is the Pytest basically available. And now the Pytest is basically a framework which makes it easy to write small tests, yet scales to support complex functional testing for the application and libraries, right? So here they have given a simple example. Then this is the output. You can see a session error or something like that. So that's why we need Pytest in our framework. So we need Pytest, we need Selenium. So we have a automation capabilities, we have a testing capabilities now together. Now, what you can do is that you can install them separately, like copy this one and go to your project and go to terminal, and you can paste this one like this way and press enter, and it will install the Pytest. But what you can do is that you can install Selenium Pytest and any other dependency in one line. So simply what I'll say, Pytest space and Selenium. So press enter. Now we have created a folder structure, and after that we have installed these ones. So for me, both Pytest and Selenium is installed. So basically what it is doing is that instead of installing from the scratch, it is already saying that requirement already satisfied, which means that these packages are already installed on my system. But for you, if you are doing it for the first time, then it will install the package, right? So once the packages has been installed, we need to verify the installation. So for that, just go on the left side, and here what we need to do is that simply scroll down. Here we have the site dash packages. Open this one, and you see that we have Pytest, and whatever you have installed, you will see here. So for example, we have installed the Selenium here as well. So if you scroll down here, then you will also see the Selenium over here. So let me scroll down. So here is the Selenium, right? So that's how you can confirm the installation. So let me summarize this particular tutorial. So basically in this tutorial, we have created a folder where we will be having all our script files, either it's a test file or page update files. We created a folder structure over here. So basically we need a subfolder for the pages where we will be having all the page update model for each page. Then similarly we have a test folder. Inside that folder we will be having all our test cases. Then we have conftest.py. Here basically we will be using the power of Pytest fixture, and we will basically be doing a browser setup and the tear down. And requirement.txt is basically used for the dependencies, like this particular Python project needs Selenium, this particular Python project needs Pytest, right? So that's why. And readme file is basically for the quick guide to set up this project and to run the test, right? So now our project has been set up. From our upcoming tutorials, we will learn about the page update model in detail. We will learn about the Pytest, and after that, once we have a understanding of these two, we will move towards writing the code. And for this particular series, I will be using a source demo, and we will see how you can write the test, how you can write the page objects, how you can run the test. We will see everything detailed in this particular series.